Good morning, HighPointe Services. Today is Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. Let's do some wake up stretches to get ready for learning. Thank you, HighPointe. Today is Constitution Day. This is celebrated on September 17th and is also known as Constitution and Citizenship Day. This day honors the document that guarantees Americans their essential rights. Since its ratification in 1787, the Constitution of the United States has served as the basis for all U.S. laws. To prevent the abuse of power they felt subjected to under the British monarchy, the Founding Fathers framed the Constitution carefully, distributing power between three branches of government. The Constitution outlines the government's powers, the limitations on those powers, and the rights of citizens. It also outlines an amendment process for making changes in the future. After the American Revolution freed the American colonies from British rule, the Founding Fathers wanted to make sure the new government couldn't abuse its power. At the 1787 Constitutional Convention, delegates from 12 of the 13 new states gathered to draft the document that would serve as the basis of all future U.S. laws. The Constitution calls for three branches of government with equal powers, creating a system commonly known as checks and balances. Each branch has power to mitigate the others. Power not assigned to one of the three branches are left to the individual states. Delegates at the convention had two options for setting up the framework of the new legislative branch. The Virginia plan, predictably supported by larger states, called for representation based on population. The competing New Jersey plan called for equal representation for each state. The two-house solution, known as the Great Compromise, combines aspects of both plans and is still in use. The Constitution also outlines the responsibilities and powers of judicial and executive branches, how the president is elected, and other nitty-gritty details. The Founding Fathers recognized that society evolves and that the Constitution would require a mechanism for making changes. However, they wanted to make sure that changes would require agreement from a large number of states. To alter the Constitution, a proposed amendment must be ratified by 3/4 of states. In 1940, Congress and the President passed a resolution creating I Am an American Day, observed on the third Sunday in May. In 1952, the holiday was renamed to Constitution Day and moved to September 17th, the day in 1787 that the Constitution was signed. More than 50 years later, in 2004, Congress once again changed the name of the holiday to Constitution Day and Citizenship Day. Here are 5 fascinating facts about our Constitution. Number 1, Thomas Jefferson never signed it. Some very important founding fathers never actually signed the Constitution. Thomas Jefferson, for example, was away in Paris serving as an ambassador to France. Number 2, Pennsylvania is spelled wrong at the top. In the list of signatories, Pennsylvania is spelled with just one N. Number 3, the right to vote isn't defined. Because the Constitution did not set out rules for who gets to vote, minority groups have gained suffrage through subsequent amendments. Number 4, less than 1% of constitutional amendments pass. Of 11,600 proposed amendments, only 27 have been ratified, making the chance of passing an amendment 0.23%, or rounded down, 0. And number 5, Ben Franklin had to be carried. The aging statesman had to be carried to and from the convention meetings due to his poor health and needed assistance signing the document. Today's weather forecast, super cool fall weather, 66 degrees in both Fort Collins and Centennial today, warming up to low 70s tomorrow. Our quote of the day today comes from Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine reminds us that the Constitution is made by the people, not the government. This quote today highlights the power and duty of citizens. The quote is, "A constitution is not the act of a government, but of a people constituting a government." Our word of the day today is constitution. It has several meanings. As a noun, it means a body of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is acknowledged to be governed. It is the basic written set of principles and precedents of federal government in the United States, which came into operation in 1789 and has since been modified by 27 amendments. Number 2, it's also the composition of something, or the forming or establishing of something. And number 3, it's a person's physical state with regard to vitality, health, and strength. A picture is worth 1,000 words. What do you think of when you see this picture of the signing of the Constitution? Our joke of the day today, what do you get when you cross a turtle with a porcupine? A turtle and a porcupine, you get a slow poke. Let's play Would You Rather. Move around the room a little bit. Would you rather put others' happiness ahead of your own, or focus on your happiness and let others fend for themselves? If you would rather put others' happiness ahead of your own, please move to the left side of the room. Leader, please indicate the left side of the room. If you would rather focus on your happiness and let others fend for themselves, please move to the right side of the room. Leader, please indicate the right side of the room. I'll give you a minute to move. All right, let's hear from those of you on the left side of the room. Why did you say that you would rather put others' happiness ahead of your own? I'll give you some time and the leader will call on you. Let's hear from you on the right side of the room. Why did you say that you would rather focus on your own happiness and let others fend for themselves? I'll give you a minute and the leader will call on you. Thank you all. You may return to your seats. It's time for pals and wows. The leader's going to pick 5 people to share something in their life, either a pow or a wow. You get 30 seconds to share. So, leader, go ahead and pick our first pow or wow. All right, number one, you get 30 seconds. All right, leader, let's go to number 2. Pick our second pow or wow. All right, number 2, you get 30 seconds. All right, leader, pick our third pow or wow for the day. All right, number 3, you get 30 seconds. And let's go to number 4, leader, pick the fourth person. All right, number 4, you get 30 seconds. All right, leader, pick our last pow or wow. And number 5, you get 30 seconds. And thank you for sharing your pals and wows today. Our daily positive affirmation: I am free to discover new landscapes and to see with new eyes. Leader, please review the schedule for your group, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day.